if I was going to start again as a composer in 2025, these are the things I would do. No, I'm not going to talk about running ads. No, I'm not going to talk about getting on playlist Spotify's. This is genuine things that I think make a huge difference to the career of a composer. There we go. Welcome back to the show. For those common listeners, I say common, I don't mean common listeners, for the fans, my usual listeners. And if you are new to the show, this show is all about helping composers level up their career. Basically, that's the idea. So hang on, I'm just going to close this door. I've left my washing machine running and it is being pretty noisy. I don't know if you can actually hear it or not, but I thought, shut that, we'll fix the problem. There we go. Hashtag composer life, right? Okay, right, let's get into this. I have been, just for those of you who don't know me, my name is Richard Prynne. I've been a composer professionally for over 10 years, and I've been doing it part-time for even longer, since oh blimey, I'm not sure I want to say the numbers, for a very long time, almost 20 years. And over that time, I have learned a few things. And I think these three things I'm going to talk about in this episode are what really make the difference. 1, 2, 3 things. The first thing is blocks. And no, I'm not talking about Lego. I'm talking about those things that are blocking your creativity, blocking your career, blocking you from getting to where you want to go. I have actually created a fun little quiz for you. If you want to figure out what your block is and how you can get over it, I'll plop the link below so you can take the quiz and find out what your biggest block in your career is. In the meantime, you need to find out, once you found this out, it's finding out what is blocking you, what is stopping you from getting to where you want to go. And there are 5 blocks in a career. There is the blank page, which is essentially you are struggling to get ideas, struggling to come up with ideas in the first place. Then there is I call it the perfectionist trap, but it goes beyond that a little bit, but it's basically struggling to finish your ideas, the unfinished symphony, you could call it. Struggling to finish these ideas. That's block number 2. Block number 3 is the tech tangle, which is where basically you're finding the technology overwhelming. You don't know how to use the plugins, you don't know how to necessarily mix or master. It's the more tech side of the job is a block to you. Block number 4. Remember, these aren't in any specific order in this. This is just me going over it for you. Block number 4 is the inner critic. Your inner critic is way too loud. And that is stopping you. This one is a big one because the inner critic can stop you in all aspects at any given time. It can even stop you when you've achieved, air quotes, success. And then the 5th block is the industry imposter, which is basically you don't know how to, firstly, you don't understand the industry. Secondly, you don't know how to get into the industry or start your career in that way. I've tried to put it so that we start with ideas. You don't have ideas, then it's you can't finish the ideas, then it's you can't get the ideas completely polished and beautiful, or the technology is a bit overwhelming for you, then it's your inner critic is stopping you from either coming up with ideas or any point. It's just too loud. It's just a bit of a boop. And then it's once you've got all the tracks, maybe you've got a portfolio that you're really proud of, but you don't have a clue what to do with it. They are the 5 blocks. Like I said, I've got a little quiz for you to figure out which one is your biggest block. And there's actually a free masterclass. It's actually a mini course where I give you advice on how to clear all of those blocks. But that's the first thing I would do. I would figure out what my biggest block is. What is it that's actually stopping me? Is anything stopping me at all? It could be that actually, you want to start as a composer, but you just can't. You can't for the life of you finish any track. You've got 100 unfinished pieces. Or it could be that you've got tons of finished tracks that you're really proud of and you're a whiz kid mixing and mastering, but you don't have the first idea about how to get placements, how to get your stuff on TV, how to get whatever it is that you want to do. And that leads me on to the second point here, which is, what do you want to do? It is your goal. I once recorded an episode on one of my other podcasts, the Trailer Music Composers podcast, about setting 5-year goals, your 5-year plan, because being definite and concrete about your goals is incredibly important. And it also allows you to then formulate the belief in your actions that will take you to that goal. The times in my life when I haven't gone to where I want to be, it's almost always because I haven't set a definitive goal that I believe in and feel like it's where I'm meant to be. Honestly, this kind of slight change in my angle of this podcast, it was previously called The Diary of the Music Maker. I still haven't figured out the name of it. I might have changed it by the time this goes live, but this is about, I have a huge belief that I'm here to help composers. That's one of the reasons why I started launching all my courses. I thought for ages that my goal was to help people understand how to write music in X style or in X genre. I kept coming back to motivation and inspiration. And then I slowly figured out over a period of 8 years that the thing that really gets me excited is helping people on their careers. Helping people go from where they are now to where they want to be. And I found this out through doing my first mentor program, which I called the Accelerator, because, it's a clever name because it accelerates your progress. Anyway. I found that out through the Accelerator. I'm realizing that, oh my gosh, I can see real progress in people's career, real progress in their confidence, and it's just wonderful. And one of the first things we do on this mentorship in the mentor program is set clear goals. Like, where do you want to be? What do you want to do in this 90 days of mentoring with me? Do you want to go from point A to point B? And what is point B? For some of them, it was working as a trailer music composer. For some of them, it was consistent output. For some of them, it was transitioning from one style of music to another. But because they had a clear goal, you have a clear idea of when you have achieved it. Now, let's talk a little bit about goal setting. And although I like to talk a bit about manifesting, I'll save that for another one. But what I want to highlight for you is that having a clear goal is of the utmost importance. And the more specific you can be, the better. So rather than I want to become a full-time composer, I'll be honest with you, and I say this hesitantly, but being a full-time composer isn't quite as glamorous as you think, because it can take other forms that you may not want. So, for example, being a full-time composer might mean that you are producing the same style of track over and over and over again for years on end. And I'll tell you now, for me, it got boring. And it's you don't really realize that, but that's why you need to put this into your goal. I didn't put this into my goal. My goal was always make music my full-time gig. I got into my full-time gig and realized, oh, damn it, I wasn't specific enough. It should have been make music my full-time gig, Yes. Then go deeper, writing different types of music that fulfill me. Yes. And having an outlet of service to other people to help them. Whether that is my music or whether that is things like this. Because this is what happened. I got to the point in my career where I go, this is amazing. I've achieved the success I've been dreaming of for years and years and years, but I don't feel fulfilled. So I started teaching this stuff. Ironically, I left teaching to become a composer. And as a composer, I realized I missed teaching. Just different type of teaching. So think about it. What is your goal? Do you want to become a film composer? If so, what type of films do you want to be writing? And where in the world do you want to be writing them? What type of music do you want to write for these films? Who do you want to work with? What orchestras do you want to work with? Where do you want to record these scores? How much do you want to be paid? All of these things matter. Because also, once you've established these things, you can go back to this list of your goals. And when you've achieved them, you go, oh my God, I've achieved them. This is awesome. And then you go, right, okay, let's set some more. Fun. You know, it's really, really important because then you get that fulfillment. But the thing you have to remember is your why. Now, I'll be totally honest with you, I really hate it when people talk about your why. What's your why, man? It's so unclear. And what that really means to me is, what is it that gets you excited? What is it that drives you to do that thing? And I go, oh, okay. I like writing music because music is fun. I like recording music because I get to see new places and experience new things. Adventure. I like to teach music because it is fulfilling, helping others. Oh. So I look for adventure. I look for excitement and fun and variety. And I look for helping others. They are my whys. They are your core beliefs or core, there's a word I'm missing. Somebody in the audience is thinking, you're saying the word out loud and I can hear you, but I can't hear the word. Your core thingies, I'll call them, that underlie everything. And I mistook that the first time when I was like, I'm going to become a full-time composer and it's going to be epic. I didn't look at the why. Because when I was sat there writing music for a living, thinking, I'm so bored. This isn't exciting anymore. What's wrong with me? One time I actually recorded a video of it. I was watching an orchestra play my music live. It was on Zoom. And I was just like, this sucks. I'm sorry. I know some of you are in the audience like going, shut up, you whingy middle class man. And I was saying it sucks because it wasn't my why. I didn't realize what was wrong. The thing I love about that isn't this opportunity to have the orchestra. For me, it's the opportunity to experience it. And you can't experience it in Zoom. It's like hanging out with your friend on Zoom. You remember that in lockdown when you'd meet up with lockdown beers? It was fun-ish, but it's not the same. Like being there with an orchestra performing your music live is insane. Like, it's one of the highlights of my career. Whenever I do it, I go, oh my gosh, new highlight of my career. Without a doubt. But seeing that on Zoom, it just felt so disconnected. It felt like I was watching someone else's career. It was really weird. So yes, be specific with your goals and understand the why. Now, once you've done that, you've established what is blocking your career and what has been blocking your career up till now, and you've now set your clear goals. Coffee. Well, now, this is the important part. Okay, it's all important. 3. This is the third important part, I should say. I find it really distracting. I'm recording this on my phone, videoing it as well, and I find it really distracting seeing myself as I'm recording, and I'm like, look at the little green light, don't look at yourself. Otherwise, I feel like I'm a child recording my first TV news show, Right, here we go. Back to the third point. It is practice achievable daily habits. What does that mean? You know your goals, you know what's blocking you. Now you need to establish what little actions you are going to take to overcome those blocks and to take you towards your goal. Let's take me, for example. One of my biggest goals is to help as many composers as possible and bring in an income from that. And that is why I've got this. A daily action I can take, which is creating a piece of content focused specifically at helping people for a specific reason. And this is, the specific thing is, if I was a composer in 2025, which I am, and I was starting afresh, what would I do? Now, there are some of you here who are essentially starting afresh or don't know where to go now. So, achievable daily habits. Let's go for somebody who is struggling with ideas and they want to write production music. So, achievable daily habits is just to say, okay, well, if I'm struggling to come up with ideas, I'm going to set aside 5 to 10 minutes per day where I just come up with ideas without resisting them. No critique, no judgment, just come up with ideas. It could be singing them into your iPhone, it could be recording them into Logic, it could just be writing about them. Whatever it is, you practice that thing to overcome that block. And that, by doing so, you are also working towards your goal. And here's your goal. Your goal is, I want to write criminal music for crime shows. So crime underscore. So each of those ideas then goes towards that goal. Okay, well, I'm going to come up with an idea in this 10 minutes for the underscore of a crime TV show. That's it. Doesn't have to be finished, it just has to be an idea. And you do that. And you'll notice you start to get better at generating ideas and you are building a portfolio of tracks that you can then take towards a production company that deals with crime show underscores. Let's take the block that you don't know what to do with your tracks. You want to be a trailer music composer. What do you do? So for you, the action is outreach. You've got a strong portfolio. Brilliant. You now need to look into the industry. So it's 10 minutes of research every day. You go, I'm going to research this I'm going to research trailer music libraries. Find out who they are, where they are, what recent placements they've had, what type of music they do, and which were your favourite tracks. And get contact details. Because then when you start to research it, you'll start to see, oh, they do this. This trailer music company often lands trailers with this trailer house. The trailer house is the advertising company that produces the trailers. Oh, okay, then it's that connection, because some trailer houses only work with specific trailer music companies. And you go, oh, okay, in that case, this trailer house produces horror stuff, and they work with these, and I want to do trailer horror stuff. Well, then once I've got these people, I will then approach them with an email. That's it, saying, hey, I love the work you do. You're amazing. This is brilliant. This is that. Count me in. I would love to work with you. Here is 3 tracks. My 3 best horror bangers. And you do that. 10 minutes a day of research and outreach in the industry. You are taking the control back. You are not waiting for the gatekeepers. Because that's the issue. You think about, oh, I don't understand the industry and nobody's talking to me about it and this, that and the other. And you go, no, take control. They're not gatekeepers, they're just people who have jobs. People. Just remember that. Okay, so let's go practice another achievable daily habit. Okay, so another block is the unfinished symphony. You can't finish your tracks. Your goal is to have produced your first album that you release commercially. Way! Simple goal. but it doesn't feel simple to that composer who is stuck with unfinished tracks. So what is their daily thing that they can do? The daily thing that they can do is take an idea that they have and finish the track to a point. And that's it. Practice getting it 70% of the way there. And then exporting that 70% done. Next day, on to the next idea. 70% done. You don't go for perfect. Don't go for perfect. Because firstly, it's completely unattainable. Because perfection is a constantly changing, intangible state. It's like the state of balance. It's moving constantly. You will find that with perfection, one day what you consider perfect is not the same the next day. So ignore perfection, go for 70% done. Done is better than perfect. You go for that and you go, I'm just going to practice that every day. And what you'll find is that you are working towards that goal of that first album. Because you've exported this 70% done, you'll go, oh, I've got these tracks and actually they sound pretty good. And now I have this air quotes finished album. I can now go back to it and just make a couple of tweaks because I can hear them in context. Small, achievable, daily habits. Because you've got to remember, when you get to that goal of being a full-time film composer, full-time trailer composer, full-time whatever it is, production music composer, full-time commercial artist, what is going to be the same thing the whole time? Yeah? You will always be writing music towards a specific goal. Always. So you keep doing those daily things, because I can guarantee you that even if you do achieve your goal, the blocks are still there and they still need to be worked on. It's like weeding your garden. I achieved a level of success where I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I could get to this level, but I still felt like an imposter. So I had the self-doubt going on and the career issues, and I still struggle with tech stuff. I was like, I don't fully understand how to use this thing. That stuff's still there, so you figure out ways to include it in your day. And each day is a step closer towards that specific goal. And because you are working on your blocks consistently, you practice using them not as obstacles in the way, but as obstacles to ascend and help you climb up to where you want to go. Right, just a reminder, I'll plop a link below for that free quiz to find out what your biggest block is. And also, those of you who fill in the quiz get access to my free Composer Breakthrough Masterclass, which is where I give you all my advice as to, well, not all of my advice, my favourite bits of advice for helping you get over those 5 blocks. And once you've got those, then it's setting that goal and working towards it, that goal, and working towards getting rid of those blocks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You are awesome, and I will see you in the next one.